Hello all, welcome back to this recording session of deep learning concepts in data science. So in this lecture, we are going to see history of deep learning. So how deep learning is getting evolved year by year. So in which year, which concept came and helped the deep learning concept to take it forward, and further studies of deep learning, how it has happened with the help of different concepts, who are the scientists who have made this deep learning to evolve and who took forward this deep learning to next stage. Okay, so all those things we'll be discussing in this history of deep learning concept from 1980 to 2010. So in 1980, so the birth of MLP and perceptron. Okay, the neuron concept has got evolved in 1980s only. Okay, see, long back it has got evolved, right? So this is 2025, right? So see the gap. So in this period, what are the changes that we have observed? Okay, so before 1986, training a deep neural network was difficult because of gradient based learning. Okay, there was a gradient based learning. Okay, we have a problem with that. So we couldn't take the training and development of neuron, and we cannot carry out the large data sets. Okay, so all ML drawbacks are there. Okay, so in 1980s only, people start working, and they have developed a back propagation also. So back propagation was evolved in 1980s only. Okay, so Jeffrey Hinton, so he's the father of, people call him father of deep learning. So his team involves David Romenhalt, Ronald Williams. Okay, so this Jeffrey Hinton team, along with these two members, has introduced the back propagation algorithm for training MLP. Okay, using gradient descent. Okay, so they have introduced back propagation, and they have overcome the gradient descent problem. Okay, during 1980s. Okay, so we have got MLP, perceptron, and back propagation in 1980. So what is the limitation? So why people stopped? Okay, what concept they are expecting in further? Okay, so training deep network was still challenging due to vanishing gradient problem. Okay, so still after these concepts also, still we have a problem of vanishing gradient. Okay, this problem is there even though these concepts are there in deep learning. Okay, so now in the later stage in 1990s, this vanishing gradient problem was solved with the rise of SVMs and decision trees. SVMs and decision trees. These are again nothing but ML concept. So again people started ML technique. This is ML techniques that we are segregating this concept into ML technique. But previously there is no segregation. Entirely it is closely one topic. Okay. Okay. As the concepts are getting more and more, we have divided ML separate and DL separate. Okay. So SVMs came into 1990s. Okay. In 1990s, and decision trees, random forest will be came into picture in 1990s. Okay, so they have solved the gradient descent problems, gradient vanishing problem. Okay, so which are facing in 1980. Okay, even though we are having back propagation and MLP, we are facing their problem. Okay, so they performed well on small data set. They avoided vanishing gradient issues in deep MLPs. Okay, so training MLP required power GPUs. Okay, so but again here in 1990s, what are the drawbacks? Again, so we need more GPUs, okay, to process big data sets. Okay, so this is also a drawback in 1990s. Okay, so deep networks struggled to train effectively due to computational optimization challenges. Okay, so this is a drawback in 1990s. So this drawback is overcome in 2000. See, there is a gap of decade. So 1980, 1990, again we are coming to 2000. Okay, so again from deep learning, so deep learning has stopped in 1980s. Okay, with the back propagation and MLP. Again it got shifted to machine learning in 1990 with the introduction of random forest and decision trees. Okay, again there also we had a problem which I have seen here, optimization challenge, and we need GPUs. Okay, So that problem is overcome here. Better optimization and regularization have been added. Okay, so Jeffrey Hinton. So even though many people have shifted to machine learning concept, Jeffrey Hinton stayed in the deep learning concept, and he himself worked with the deep learning concept, and he has developed a few more concepts in deep learning. Okay, so that's why the study of deep learning got extended with the help of the famous person Jeffrey Hinton and his team. Okay, many people got transition to MLP, machine learning, but his team stayed and worked on few concepts to overcome the drawbacks. See, so the ReLU activation came in 2000. Okay, to solve vanishing gradient problem. So previously we used to have sigmoid, tanh, okay, softmax. So replacing these activation functions, there was introduction of ReLU activation function. Okay, so there was also a dropout, okay, concept in 2003 to 2012 in order to overcome overfitting. Okay, there were also GPUs introduced. NVIDIA GPUs also introduced in 2000s. Okay, so that's why, so training large data sets, okay, vanishing gradient problem got solved in 2000s. Okay, next in 2006, okay, still Jeffrey Hinton took forward this deep learning concept, and we can see restricted Boltzmann machines, okay, helped deep networks coverage better. Okay, so this is an algorithm actually. So this helps us deep learning training very easier. Okay, so yeah, so from again 2000 to 2010 revolution. Okay, so revolution has taken place. So okay, so from again 2000 there is a research stopped in deep learning. So from 1980 only the research was stopped, right? Deep learning research got stopped, okay, till 1990s. Okay, this period where deep learning has stopped, deep learning concepts were not there. So this is called AI winter. Due to lack of funds and due to lack of knowledge and the technology available at that time, deep learning couldn't go forward. Okay, so this is called AI winter, where no research has happened in deep learning. Okay, where no research was involved. This period is called AI winter. So there was only few funding agencies which could support. So US was first to come forward in order to invest on deep learning concept. Then later on Google, Facebook, okay, so big companies came and supported deep learning concept, and they have been investing now also in order to increase deep learning concepts. Okay, so in 2010, so the deep learning concepts getting evolved. Okay, so many architectures are coming. So many architectures like AlexNet, VGGNet, ResNet, GoogleNet, all those came from 2010 onwards. Okay, so AlexNet came in 2012. So these are architectures. Okay, CNN architectures. Okay, different architectures came in 2010 periods. Okay, so you can see different optimizers also from 2014 in order to improve the training efficiently. So MLPs, so whatever the multi-layer perceptrons that were there, so they could take help of this architectures and optimization techniques, and they can full-fledgedly use the training. Okay, multi-layer perceptrons. Okay, so then the big data concepts came. So Google, Facebook, OpenAI has been investing heavily in deep learning research. Okay, after 2010. Okay, so we have got TensorFlow, PyTorch, Adam optimization, R, root mean squared. Okay, prop. Okay, so big data for training networks. So all those getting involved, and people started working more on deep learning concepts, and they are trying to bring out new technology and take deep learning forward. Okay, so due to this you could see the many applications in various fields like finance, healthcare, and NLP also got, natural language processing also got strengthened with the help of this deep learning combination. We have a concept called what to VEC. Okay, so which involves NLP concept also. So combining NLP and deep learning, mixture of NLP and deep learning, we could take it forward. Okay. So from 2010 onwards. Okay. So this is the overall summary of the history of the deep learning concept. So 1980, you can see back propagation was there, MLP was there, Hinton was used to work. Okay, during this period, the challenging was vanishing gradient problem was there, even though these concepts were there. In 1990, the rise of ML, the fall of deep learning. Okay, this period is called AI winter. Okay, where no deep learning research has taken place. Less funds were available for deep learning research. Okay. Okay. So after decision trees, so again in 2000s, ReLU activation function got elaborated. So we can see different ReLU activation functions. We will be discussing this in next further sessions. Parameters ReLU, Riki ReLU. Okay. So exponential ReLU. So all those things will be there in ReLU activation function. This is used to train hidden layers. Mostly ReLU activation function. We have also got GPU from NVIDIA, and we have got dropouts. Okay, we'll be seeing all this concept further in next sessions. Okay, in 2000s you can see all these concepts to overcome multi-layer perception drawbacks. Okay. So what is the drawback here in 2000? Still the training is too low, even though GPUs are there. So what we have done? So we have brought big data. Okay, big data, Hadoop. Okay, distributed architecture. So distributed architecture is involved in big data. Okay, distributed architecture concept came. Okay, so we using this distributed architecture that will be there in big data concepts like Hadoop, Pig, Hive, MapReduce. So using that, and some optimizers also came in 2010, some powerful libraries like TensorFlow to make training process faster. Okay. So now you can say deep learning dominates AI. Okay. Now you can proudly say deep learning is dominating the entire AI. Okay. In the terms of images, in terms of text, in terms of images, or in terms of audio, video, data. Okay. So now the deep learning is got strengthened. Okay, after 2010. Okay, so that's it for this session. We have understood the history of deep learning, right? So thank you all. So thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe VNR Digital Learning Resource YouTube channel.